Have you ever wondered why kings, generals, and noblemen once competed to wear the tallest, most elaborate heels available? Welcome back to Echoes of Forgotten Lives, my friend. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and let this story begin. Long time ago, before anyone thought a heel belonged to one gender alone, a soldier rode across dry, open ground, far from home. The dust rose slowly behind him. His feet rested inside narrow iron stirrups, small metal loops hanging from the saddle, meant to hold a rider's feet steady. His boots had raised heels. This was not fashion, not yet. It was simply survival. There is an old saying, one people still repeat today, about walking a mile in another man's shoes before judging him. This story asks something slightly different. It asks what it might mean to walk, quite literally, in his heels. Somewhere in your own city, right now, a man walks past you. He wears flat, practical shoes. He gives them no thought at all. He assumes, quietly, that heels belong only to women. He has always assumed this. For centuries, that assumption would have made no sense at all. The story begins on the plains of Persia. Sometime around the 11th century, Persian cavalry soldiers, meaning soldiers who fought on horseback, ride into battle. Many of them are archers, skilled ones. They must shoot arrows while galloping at full speed, both hands busy with the bow, no hands free to steady themselves. This requires balance, real, dangerous balance. One slipped foot could mean death. A raised heel solves this problem. It hooks into the stirrup. It holds the foot steady, even during a sudden turn, even at full speed. By the 1500s, under the Safavid Empire, a powerful Persian dynasty that ruled for over 2 centuries, this heeled boot has become common. Soldiers wear it with pride. It marks them as skilled, trusted riders. Then, in 1599, something unexpected happens. A group of Persian diplomats travels to Europe, seeking allies. They wear these same boots. European noblemen watch these visitors closely. They notice the boots first. The heels look elegant, foreign, slightly dangerous, in an exciting way. These noblemen have never ridden into battle. Most of them never will. But they want, quietly, to appear as though they could. So they begin wearing heels themselves. Not for riding, for appearance. At this point in history, fashion belongs mostly to class, not gender. Rich men and rich women both chase status through clothing, through fine fabric, through visible wealth. Height matters too. A taller man often seems more powerful, more commanding. Heels offer an easy shortcut toward that impression. One king in particular will take this much further than anyone expected. Louis XIV becomes King of France in 1643. He is still a child, only 4 years old. As an adult, he stands just over 5 feet tall. Not especially tall, not especially commanding, at least not physically. So he turns to fashion instead. He wears elaborate, high, red-heeled shoes. Some are painted with tiny battle scenes. The color red becomes important. Louis reserves red heels for his closest courtiers only, meaning the noblemen and advisors who serve directly within his royal household. Wearing them means something. It means access. It means favor. Noblemen across France copy this style eagerly. Then noblemen across Europe follow. For a brief, glittering period, heels belong almost entirely to powerful men, but that period will not last forever. There is a popular story people tell, that men simply grew embarrassed once women started wearing heels too. But here is the fuller truth. By the late 1600s, new ideas begin spreading. The Enlightenment, a period when European thinkers increasingly valued reason and evidence over tradition, values restraint and practicality above decoration. Elaborate fashion starts to feel, slowly, less serious, less masculine, by this new standard. At the very same time, women begin adopting heels themselves. They want the same visual authority men once claimed through height. Men's fashion responds by pulling away, further and further from anything resembling softness or femininity or unnecessary decoration. Heels do not disappear. They simply change hands. Through the 1700s and 1800s, men's heels fade from ordinary fashion. Flat boots take their place. Practical, serious, appropriately masculine by the standards of the time. This new arrangement lasts a long time, well over 200 years. Not every trace disappears completely, though. Some military boots still carry a small heel, a quiet nod toward stirrups and horses, and battles long past. Cowboy boots, born in the American West during the 1800s, keep a modest heel too. For the exact same reason, Persian soldiers once needed one. By the 20th century, though, most people have forgotten this history entirely. Today, a few designers experiment with heels for men again. The idea still feels strange to many people, even slightly uncomfortable. That discomfort itself tells us something. Fashion rules feel permanent. They rarely are. The heel traveled a long road, from a Persian battlefield to a French royal court, to a firmly gendered divide that still shapes how we dress today. Understanding this fuller story changes how an ordinary shoe looks, even now, even on an ordinary morning. Does that feel familiar to you, in some small way? Maybe you have never worn a heeled boot into battle. Maybe you have never competed at court for royal favor. But perhaps you understand this. Something considered obviously true today was once genuinely, completely different. Men wore heels first, for centuries, with real pride, long before anyone thought the style belonged only to women. Maybe something you assume is simply true, right now, has its own hidden history too, quietly waiting. That kind of curiosity is never wasted. Thank you for walking through this story with me today. This history reminds us that even our most confident assumptions rest on shakier ground than we usually realize. If this story moved you, even just a little, consider staying here with us at Echoes of Forgotten Lives. Every week, we uncover another forgotten story, another quiet piece of history, almost lost to silence. Next time, we step into a very different world. Another object, another mystery, another echo, waiting patiently to be heard. If you would like to keep discovering these stories with me, consider subscribing. That way, you never miss the next one. Thank you sincerely for being here. Thank you for listening so closely. Before you go, I would love to know, where in the world are you watching this from today? Let me know in the comments below. If something you consider simply, permanently true had actually been thoroughly different for centuries, how would that discovery feel?